How do you manage with the stress that comes up with starting an online business? So, hello there, and thanks for joining me on my YouTube channel. My name is Chico Matenda, and I mainly record about lifestyle business matters, social media marketing, anything that's marketing related in the digital realm. That's something that I specialize in. I also talk about mindset. So, I believe this topic will link on to mindset. And the reason why I tend to veer towards mindset is because that's a major aspect. The technical aspects of running a business, once you get them, it's easy to get it going. Okay, so as I'm going through, I'm just laughing at myself as well. Before I got on here, some of the challenges or the stress are setting up a live session. Sometimes it can take forever trying to set up the camera, finding a good lighting. So I had to change my camera around so many times. So it's been rather amusing for myself anyway. Sometimes a task that's meant to take 15, 20 minutes, it takes forever. So I'm going to share with you about 4 to 5 tips about how to manage stress. Okay, so based on my experience when I was working in the corporate sector, when I was working with my team and overall with other partnerships as well, one of the things about stress is being in reactive mode. And the benefits of owning your own online business is that I would hope that's reason number one, that you're going it with the intention for something that it's going to be that you're passionate about, that you have identified what your reason why is, rather than being in a 9 to 5. Sometimes we get steered in a direction of where we don't like it or we dislike what we're doing, even if we have chosen it. So the opportunity is when you break free from that 9 to 5, you now have an opportunity to establish something of your own. And this is the best time actually to create something that you're going to enjoy doing. So this then helps you to minimize the stress. And to be quite honest, I don't believe I have been stressed. And the reason for that is that I have identified what my reason why is, what my passion is, and I've also identified what my specialist skills area are. And this has taken a significant amount of time for me to reach this stage. And some of it I uncovered when I was working in a 9 to 5. I knew that I wanted to be out there. I knew that I wanted to be helping people. I also knew that I wanted a flexible lifestyle. And more, I've become passionate about automating my online business and learning ways or implementing ways of how to earn passive income. So that's the area that I've specialized in. But that's not my biggest why. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is just to give you an idea of what wakes me up every single day. What I'm passionate about is helping young girls in Malawi, especially. So Malawi is within Southeastern Africa, and that's where my family originally from. So I could have been one of those girls, and I had an opportunity to be born elsewhere, but that's not to say that there's anything wrong with being born in Malawi, but it's just that my lifestyle has been completely different. I've been exposed to a lot more. I've traveled, I've seen the world, and any girl would have done that. But there's still opportunities that when you are identified as one of those few people who's able to do that, your worldly outlook becomes different. So when I get to see girls who are at a younger age and they are developing and deciding what to do with their life, then this is where I have thought, this is where my passion is. I want to help them to gain entrepreneurship skills and to have an outward looking that the world is their oyster, basically. Okay, so that's where my passion is. And my vehicle is my business. And then I tend to connect with small business owners as well as women as well. Okay, so those are just examples. So this drives me because I know that I have opportunities where some of the girls I've met haven't had those opportunities. So when I think of making excuses or being stressed, I think I'm in a better position rather than some of the girls. And this could happen anywhere in the world. This just happens to be one of my key areas where I've identified that this is where I want to input and to give back. Okay, so you could be in the States, you could be in Europe somewhere, and you have identified maybe your grander purpose in life. So that's key number one, is identifying what is it, what is the grander goal, what is your why, what is your purpose in life, and then tying it in with the passion. So the passion is your skills, your level of ability, something that you do easily, not something that you're fighting against, something that you're able to do easily and pick up and then strengthen your key skills. So, for example, for me, I have been a content creator, but I didn't call myself that for over 10 years. So I started off by writing blogs, but prior to that, it was in diaries. So this is just an examples that I'm giving you. Then over time, I started to enjoy doing that, and it's grown into content marketing in the marketing arena. Okay, so I've identified that this is something I enjoy. I do it easily, and I don't critique myself as much as I could, because before I used to be a perfectionist, and this is what will make you stress. If you try and perfect every single thing that you try and do, then you never get anywhere. So I got to the stage where I learned how to just let go and let be of my work, okay, and trust that in time I'll review it, because the fortunate thing with digital marketing is that the information that we are producing is evergreen, especially if you're like an online entrepreneur, is that you can always go back. But what I tend to do is I leave videos as they are, and the content I tweak it now and then. Okay, I change things up, and some of it is evergreen, because it's like if you're remaining innovative, then you're in with the times. Okay, so you never have to review it that often. Okay, so that's number one, understanding your reason why and your passion in life. Then number two, before I go on to number two, the other one that ties in nicely with knowing your greater purpose is building a self-belief system. So the self-belief system, if I can say it correctly, is about letting go of self-limiting beliefs. Okay, because the self-belief system is that if you haven't learned how to let go of some of your self-limiting beliefs, then it can produce stress. It can produce anxiety, because then you're in your mind, you be constantly thinking, I can't do this for certain reasons, or I have to impress certain people. And the list can go on for ages. So if you can, not if you can, but you must strengthen your self-belief system. And how you achieve this is tying in with number two, is by surrounding yourself with people who have a positive outlook in life. You will vibe off the energy, okay? And ultimately, you will start to see that within yourself, some of your self limiting beliefs, you're starting to overcome them, because they are an example of what you're trying to achieve. Okay, so always put yourself in challenging situations where you know this is the area that you want to grow in, and test yourself. Then this helps you to overcome your self-limiting beliefs as well. Then the stress minimizes over time. Okay, so self-limiting beliefs are what may hold you back and may also cause you stress, may cause you overwhelm, when in most cases, some of the things that you might be telling yourself, they're not 100% a true reflection. So it's about learning to forgive yourself, learning to become confident, learning through self-development, and being open to gaining the self-awareness so that you can grow in this area. Then number three is about, again, it's about finding an external source. So an external source is doing leisurely activities, because one of the things you find out is being an entrepreneur, and also online, or what you may call a digital nomad, is that it can become isolating. You can become consumed in your work, so much so that you miss the interaction. So it's good to get some exposure, to go out, whether it's walking. I've just come back like from walking today. So doing that on a regular basis, I'm just seeing like a pigeon outside my window, no, a seagull. I was like, who's that? Okay, so walking, well, he's taking like a leisurely walk on my balcony. Walking, meditating, taking some time out. This will give you a room to develop on your creativity. As you walk, I listen to podcasts. So what I do is I gain knowledge, and I also have time to break free from the things where I might have felt stuck, and I gain more clarity as I come back. So as I'm either taking like a break or when then I re-engage, I have my phone, I write notes on it, and then I let it go. Okay, so I'm not really attached to it completely because I'm giving myself like a break. But it's a room to have like an open window so that you allow yourself the opportunity to also focus on your physical being as well, so that mentally and physically you're engaging in a different way. Then outsourcing is important. As entrepreneurs, some of us, when we're beginning, fortunately for me in the beginning, I learned how to outsource. So part of it is also about setting systems for yourself so that somebody else can come and pick up and learn from you, so that you can then outsource through like a virtual assistant or a freelancer, an independent contractor, that they do the mundane tasks that take up the majority of your time. Then this also helps you to have that little bit of relief, and it also reduces stress. So you can see how this is all tying in. It's finding ways to leverage off certain things, external things that can help you. So the external things I've mentioned, they're people. Okay, the environment, you're using the environment to re-engage, appreciate nature. And then you're also using systems as well. So aside from outsourcing to people, it's also about automating your business. Okay, so creating landing pages, email responders. And once you learn how to do that, and if you don't want to be caught up in the mundane thing of doing that, you can also outsource that and somebody creates a sales funnel process for you. Then that's running in the background, and all you're doing is just checking once in a while rather than having to do things manually. Having automated systems also helps you along the way. Okay, so I hope these have helped. So number one was know your reason why and your purpose in life. And it also tied into having a self-belief system as well, working on that, developing on your self-belief system and letting go of self-limiting beliefs. Then number two was about surrounding yourself with people who are like minds and people who also challenge you to move beyond yourself. And then that also starts to enable you to become confident and as well to believe that you can do it, and it alleviates stress to be able to break out and mastermind with other people who are within the same arena that you're in. It gives you that opportunity to breathe, okay, and detach from your work. Then number three was about finding the space to break away, connect with the environment, physically and mentally. Go for a walk, go for a run, or get into boxing, whatever it is that gives you that sense of like freedom. Then it enables you to tap into another source of creativity. And in moments when you feel stuck or your confidence is low, you find that it counterbalances itself ultimately. Then number four was outsourcing your tasks as well, the mundane tasks, the administrative tasks. And if you'd like to see to learn more about what those tasks are, just let me know you're there, and then I can do another recording and just give you an example of what some of those tasks are that you can outsource as an online business owner. And this can also be your own products or other products that you are promoting as well. It just gives you that opportunity to learn how to leverage. And this is how people get some breathing room. You focus on things that you enjoy doing the most. Obviously, there's going to be times when you're going to be doing mundane tasks that you actually don't enjoy, but it's not as painful and it's not as stressful as restricting yourself to a regime, which is like 9 to 5, where you might not have an option. Being independent and being an entrepreneur, you have more room to maneuver and more room to grow and strengthen your skills more than and it can also be within like a short space of time, more than you would like if you were like an employee. You might have to work up to a certain stage to wait until you are promoted, or you have to show or demonstrate and pass so many loopholes in order to get there. But with an entrepreneur, it gives you an opportunity to be creative, and it also gives you the opportunity to develop. So I hope that some of the things that I've shared today have been of value. And if they have, then do just press like, leave a comment as an option, and also share out by hitting the share tab. I was going to say subscribe above as well, to keep up to date with any of my live sessions as well. Okay, so I'm going to say bye for me for now. I'm just thinking if there's anything that has stressed me out in the past. I think probably one of the stresses that I had, so I can give you that example. One of the stresses that I had was when I was coaching. So I was coaching 24/7. And how I alleviated that was by outsourcing. So that's what I meant earlier, that I learned from an earlier stage to outsource. So I used virtual assistants to help me with the background work. Then it alleviated some of like my pressure on having to do everything. Okay, so I'll leave you with that example just as an idea. Bye for me for now.